Hello and welcome back to my channel. You can tell the sun's shining because I'm back in Marks and Spencer's t-shirts. Cheap and cheerful. I love their summer t-shirts at £4.50. They wash well, they fit well, they're really comfortable, and they've got some good colours this year. So that's me. Great for weighing. They weigh next to nothing. So I've been to group this morning and I got the result I deserved. And I know I say that every week, but I have to say that because my actions through the week are my choices. And because I decide to eat a certain way, that will inevitably influence the result I get. Now this week I chose to have 1A and 1B most days. I think I actually had 2 Bs on 2 days. The rest of the week I only had one of each. That was because I didn't have much of an appetite this week. I haven't had a hungry week. I haven't had a week where I felt like I needed a second B choice most days. And because I've dropped the hi-fi bars, which I'm now convinced was only a habit for me, I haven't been desperate to replace them with something every day. So that was it. 2 Bs on 2 days, 1A, 2 Bs, no, I've got it wrong now, haven't I? 1A, 1B on the other 5 days. I did have coconut oil this week, but I sinned it. I've sinned everything I've had that needed to be sinned. And my average sins per day were 11.5. I went along to group this morning, stood confidently in the queue, had a good chat with Kelvin, got on the scales, and I gained ½ pound. That's perfect for me. That takes me to 9 stone 9. My target is 10 stone. So my target band is 9 stone 11, which is at the top end of a healthy BMI for a person of 5'2", which is what I am. And thanks to Jane for that, Jane SW, because she was talking about it on one of her vlogs the other day. And it made me realise she's 5'2" like me. And actually brought it home to me that that is the first time during my adult life that I've actually had a proper healthy BMI. So at 9 stone 9 my BMI is more or less spot on. I'm really comfortable with that. So yeah, that's me this week, that's my results for this week, and it's been a good week on plan because even though I wasn't feeling the food this week, I stuck to plan. I ate really well, I ate 3 meals a day, plenty of vegetables, more free fruit this week than speed fruit, but that's because I'm loving mango and blueberries. Got nectarines, but they're speed, aren't they? Yeah, so my apples are speed. I've had a pear this week and things like that. Raspberries I'm not into at the moment. I like raspberries in the summer, especially when the Scottish ones are in. So they're not doing it for me at the moment. And melon I am enjoying at times, and then at other times, because my favourite is watermelon, I'm actually finding it a bit tasteless. But I'm not sure whether we're coming into a fresh season soon. But yeah, still loving my food, really enjoying my choices and not feeling any great need to overeat. I think this week I've probably eaten a little less than I normally would, which is fine because I haven't been hungry. However, I have been craving something this week, which is quite odd for me because what I've been craving was liver. Now, I can't recall the last time I ate liver. It's probably 18 months, 2 years ago. But this week I've had it 3 times. I just absolutely had to have liver and onions. And I think the indicator there is probably I was a bit low on iron. Because at the beginning of the week I did feel a bit jaded, even though I do get a really good night's sleep. I'm actually feeling fine now, so obviously the liver did the trick. But yes, 3 times this week I've had liver and onion and loved it. So, as per usual, Joe has got a little list of pointers for me. And I'll just ask him, what's next, Joe?
Miles?
Oh yeah, miles this week. We have had a really busy week this week. Well, should I say Joe has had a really busy week this week. And so consequently, he hasn't had the time to go walking with me that we would usually have. One day we walked and we did 6.8 miles of a hill walk. Another day we did 8.6 miles. That was a hill walk plus going into the city. And then yesterday, I actually took my hula hoop and went outside onto the drive, put some music on and propped my iPad on the kitchen windowsill and hula hooped for an hour. And I haven't hula hooped for quite some time. I was getting really into it. But yesterday I thought, come on, the sun's shining. It was windy, but the sun was shining. Get outside and get some exercise. I hula hooped for an hour and boy, can I feel it in my waist today. So this shows me that it actually does do some good because I can really feel, especially around the back of my waist, I can really feel things tightening up. So that was good. Naomi was telling us this morning before group, no, that might have been actually in group, about this thing that she's bought. I think it's called Shape and Twist or something like that. And it's like a plate that you stand on and you twist. So, twist and shape. Because I remember thinking twist and shout, twist and shape. So I don't know if anybody else has seen those and what they're like, but could be an alternative to a hula hoop because not everybody can hula hoop. I know it took me 60 years to get it right. I couldn't do it as a child very well, but I think now if I can keep it going for an hour, I must be doing okay. And actually, if you wear your Fitbit whilst doing it, an hour's hula hooping for me clocked up nearly 8,000 steps. So there you go. Next, Jay.
The review of the mocha bar.
Oh yes. As of Monday in group, we will be able to buy these little fellas. Little being the operative word. This is suitable for vegetarians and it's the first gluten-free hi-fi light bar. 3 cents each, 2 for a healthy extra B, as all the other light bars are. I was given one this morning so I could review it for you. They go on sale officially from Monday. My first reaction was quite small. I would say size-wise they're about the same as a salted caramel bar, which is smaller than most of the other bars. The bar I favour is chocolate orange, and I would say the chocolate orange. I haven't got one to compare it with because I haven't got any at the moment, but I would say the chocolate orange is bigger than this. I'm going to open it and give you a look-see. Excuse my fingers, it's only going to be me that eats it. Right, that's the top. Can you describe it, Joe?
White
chocolate, brown chocolate?
It's the main bar is dark and brown kind of mixed together, and then there's just like white chocolate little shavings on top.
Is that what these lumps are?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not many of them.
No, not
oops, dropping it on me. I thought
even less now.
So they're like curls of white chocolate. Is it milk chocolate underneath?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to taste it. First I'm going to smell it because I don't eat with my eyes, I eat with my nose. Yeah, there is a slight aroma of coffee. Actually, yeah, actually smells nice. Let me give it a taste. Nice texture, not too tough, a wee bit wafery. It's got kind of several layers of flavour. A bit of a sort of malted-y, coffee, caramelly, excuse me. Yeah.
Kind of what you expected.
No.
It's just mocha.
No, it's not what I expected. It's too sweet for me.
Yeah.
It's nice if you like, excuse me licking my finger. It's nice if you like that kind of thing. It's very sweet. It has got a coffee under layer. It's got a nice texture. It's not what I expected. It's kind of the chocolates on the top and underneath, and then the bar seems to run through the middle. But yeah, I would say buy it and try it. It's okay, it's nice. It isn't what I expected. It's far sweeter than I expected, but then that's coming from somebody who doesn't have a sweet tooth. I am getting, the taste I'm left with in my mouth is coffee. So yeah, I'd be interested, excuse my crumbs on me, I'd be interested to hear other people review it. Plenty of chocolate on it. Yeah. Points out of 10, 7 or 8. But then I think I'm a bit biased because I love the chocolate orange one. That's got something special for me. But definitely worth buying a box and trying them, and they're on sale in group at £1.95 from Monday. And as I say, suitable for vegetarians, which is good, and gluten-free, which is also good for those of you who are celiac or have gluten intolerances. So yeah, that's my opinion of them, but definitely got a coffee taste in my mouth, which is good. Next point, Joe?
10 target members.
Very encouraging group this morning, not as big as it has been. I think a lot of us find group starts to drop off around this time of year, leading up towards Easter, and then there'll be an influx again. We did have new members again today, which was good. But what struck me as we went around the room doing image therapy was there were 10 target members in the room. I'm not used to, in my history of Slimming World, my 40-year history of Slimming World, seeing that. I think that's really encouraging. It's encouraging because people are getting to target. And there are not many weeks go by and we don't see people getting to target in our group. It's very encouraging. But what also is very encouraging is B, when people get to target, they're starting to keep coming back. We have several target members. I'm thinking where I was sitting this morning, there was 1, 2, 3, 4 of us, like in our little block, and we come every week. One of those ladies got to target a month ago and has been every week since. Pardon me, please. Boss don't agree with me. The lady sitting to my left today has been at target for 2 years. A lady sitting to my next but one on the right today has been at target for 6 months. And both of those ladies were saying this morning when we were talking that they haven't been out of their target. Like, I've been at the bottom end of my target quite a lot and still am at the moment, but neither of those ladies have actually been out of target, either up or down. Isn't that good? 2 years and a 6 month. You've got a lady who's one of our volunteer helper people, and she's been in target for 4 years. My group leader's been in target for, I think, 6 years. And I just find this so encouraging because, let's face it, isn't that where we all want to be? Isn't that why we're going and why we're doing this? We're not doing this as a quick fix diet so that we can lose some weight and then stuff our faces and put it all back on again. Those of us who are serious about it are doing it because we want to live like this and keep the weight off. And the loveliest thing today, a young lady got to target and was called up because Naomi will call us out to get our target awards, and she called this young lady out this morning, and it was such a joy because this young lady is getting married 2 weeks tomorrow. And Naomi said, will we see you next week? And she said, for sure. And she said, you'll see me the week after as well, because I get married on the Sunday. I will be in group on the Saturday. Isn't that brilliant? And, you know, how do you feel about being at Target? Amazing, because I know my wedding dress is going to fit me like a dream. And I could have cried. That fills me full of joy. Because I remember getting engaged, getting married a year later. I got engaged in the May, I got married the following April, and actually planning to be on a diet for the 11 months between my engagement and my wedding, and actually being bigger on the day that I got married than I was on the day I got engaged. That wasn't a good feeling. And that was 30 years ago, but it wasn't a good feeling. I could have felt better in my wedding dress. My wedding dress fit me perfectly, I had it made, but I would have had a lot more choice. 30 years ago, we didn't have the choice that the lovely young girls have got today. There weren't the number of wedding dress boutiques and things. But when I look back at my wedding dress, I'd have worn something very different if I'd been slim. Yeah, very different. So that's beautiful for that young lady. Absolutely beautiful to be bang on target for your wedding. Wonderful. And I think she'll be the sort of girl who comes back after the wedding because she wants to stay at Target. Oh, another thing in groups today. We have a lady in our group who's a chef, She has to make over 350 portions of cake every day. She comes to group every week and she lost 5.5 pounds today. She had a good loss last week. And I just think, how amazing is that? She makes over 350 portions of cake every day at work. And yet she can lose weight. Cake mix, I love it. But that's something, isn't it? When you can be dedicated enough to make the right choices in that situation. So there are some incredible people working this plan through all sorts of difficult decision making. I just thought that was really encouraging. Next, Joe?
Judge outside by inside.
Yeah, this is my little topic, what I felt I wanted to talk about today. There's a lovely lady in group, and I'm not going to name her and shame her or embarrass her in any way. I don't think for 1 minute she watches my videos, but I don't want to name her. But she's a lady who greets me every week with a hug. And she's been at Target probably a little longer than me, probably a month longer than me. And every week we have a hug, and every week it's like collision of the, I don't know what, because we're both quite petite people. I would say she's probably a wee bit shorter than me. We're both quite petite, as in framed people, but we've both got big boobs. So you go to hug each other every week, and because I can't see, you can imagine, you can't judge it that well. We always have a clash of the breasts, and it's getting a bit embarrassing. But this morning we actually sat down and had a really good conversation. And she said to me, I think you've lost weight this week, you look awesome, you look amazing. And I said, well, actually no, I've gained £0.5 pound, but I know where it's come from, because I've been constipated for the last couple of days, and yeah, it'll have gone by tomorrow, sort of thing. So I'm not unduly concerned. How about you? And she said, oh, I got to maintain. So the one thing we don't talk about in group, and I'm assuming this is the same for every group, but we don't actually talk about our weight. We talk about our weight loss, we talk about our weight gains and maintains, but we don't sit there and announce how much we weigh. So I've known this lady now for coming up 2 years. As I say, she got to Target before I did. She may be fractionally shorter than me. I'm talking half an inch at the most, you know, we're similar height. I would say we're a similar build, except although we're both very busty, I'm probably a bit bustier than her. She wears a size 10, she told me this morning. Excuse me, I did say to her, is it okay if I have this conversation on my video? And I wouldn't name her, but yeah, she wears a size 10. I'm wearing size 10 trousers at the moment. My top, because it's a cheap t-shirt from Marks, is actually a 14, because when you wash them, they do shrink a wee bit. So we had our hug, we sat down, we had a coffee together, we had a conversation. And she said to me, we're talking, I gained £0.5 pound, she maintained, and she said to me, I wish I was as slim as you. And I just laughed and I said, you know, every time I hug you, I wish I was as slim as you. Now, because I don't have sight, I can't look at somebody and judge their size, and I shouldn't be doing that anyway, because the only person whose weight is any business of mine is me. But we're human beings, aren't we, when we do that? So after we'd had this conversation, you know, how polite and British we are, I wish I weighed what you blah, blah, blah. She said to me, would you mind if I asked you how much you weigh? So I said, no, I'm 9 stone 9. And she went, oh, you know, quite in a sort of disappointed fashion. And I said, why? How much do you weigh? And she said, I'm 11 stone 1. Now, I would say if you stood us side by side and looked at us both, and excuse me while I just break off here a second. Joe, do you know where that photograph is that I wanted to show? Yeah, I'll let Joe just go and look for this, he might not be able to find it. I thought it was in the coat closet. If you stood us side by side and said which one of these ladies weighs the most or the least, I would feel certain that you would say she weighs less than me. She's petite, right? She actually said today she's £16. No, let me get it right, it's not £16. 14.90. She weighs 20 pounds more than I do. So I think what actually came to me after that conversation, few things. One, we do not walk around with our weight stamped on our foreheads or our backsides. Two, we do not walk around displaying our dress size. And the biggest one of the points I'm trying to make, number 3, is we must not judge other people's outsides by our insides. What I mean by that is, don't look at somebody and judge whether they're bigger than you, whether they're smaller than you, and whether that indicates that they weigh less or more than you, because it doesn't follow. The only person whose weight, I'll put it down there for now, the only person whose weight is important to you is you yourself. The only person whose size is important to you is you yourself, because I firmly believe today only I can feel the way I feel in my skin. And as I say, if somebody said, oh, I'm going to show you 2 ladies, one weighs 9 stone 9 and one weighs 11 stone 1, I think, and I'm not being humble here, but I think if you put me and this lady side by side, you would have said I was the heavier one. So I've learnt from that when I hug people, I should not be judging their size and imagining their weight. And I am guilty of that. I mean, a lot of my friends are way taller than me. I'm 5'2", and I would say most of my friends average, well, 5'7", 5'8", is where most of my friends are. One of my friends is 6'1". If you put me next to them, I look quite petite, but a lot of that is down to my height. We probably all wear around a size 12. Yeah, the girls I'm thinking of, I would say we're all around a size 12. One of those girls is 3.5 stone heavier than me, but then she's a lot taller than me. So yeah, the lesson I've learnt this week is not to judge anyone's outside by my inside, i.e. the way I feel. Right? So compared to this lady, I feel large. And the truth is, she's bigger than me in weight. She's not bigger than me in size. An interesting thing happened this week. Joe was actually at his dad's, and he saw a picture of Joe and myself, which was taken on Joe's 21st birthday, which was very, very shortly before I joined Slimming World. And at that time I weighed 13 stone 8 and I was a size 16. So the clothes, I'm going to show you a picture in a second, which I don't think I like the idea of this picture today. In this picture I'm wearing Levi jeans, which are a size 16. I now wear Levi jeans that are a size 11 because they come down in 1-inch sizes. I'm wearing a sweater which was a size 16, medium to large it said, but it was supposed to be a size 16. And from what Joe said when he came back from his dad's, this is not a flattering picture of me. So I'm going to show it you now. Is that the right way up?
Yeah.
Here it is. Is that in shot?
Do you want me to get it closer?
Let Joe put it in shot, yeah. That's me, and I would say that's the weight and size I joined Slimming World at, 13 stone 8. So that's 4 stone, all but 1 pound, more than I weigh today. And the way Joe described the picture when he came back from his dad's on Monday, I'm very grateful I've lost 3 stone 13 pounds since then.
I don't think I was such a demon about it. I'm
well, you
just saying
said,
because I see you every day, it was a shock because
yeah,
you look very different now
but I don't feel that
to how you look in that picture.
I actually don't feel that different. I don't suppose your head ever really does catch up with your body. Well, mine certainly hasn't.
You're holding a lot more in your face on that picture.
On that picture.
Yeah.
And here, I feel like I've lost more here.
And around your middle, you're
I've lost
a bit barrel-chested in that photo.
Yeah. I think the hula hooping's helped.
But you are like 4 stone lighter.
Yeah.
So
3 stone,
yeah, it's
13
got
pounds.
you can't hide it under a jumper forever, can you?
No, because actually at that stage, if you think about it, I had been 22 stone. Then I went to like 16 and a half stone and waited a while and then felt like in the zone to move on. And I went from 16 and a half stone to 13 stone 8. And by God, I thought I'd cracked it. Because my dream, when I first came to Slimming World, my dream was to be a size 16. Because in my head, when you've been a size 26, a size 16 seems bloody thin. And I was always scared of being too thin, if I'm honest. Don't know where that came from. It's never going to happen. Yeah, so at size 16, I remember buying my first pair of size 16 Levi's and thinking, hey girl, you look good. I feel more comfortable in a size 11. I'm sure there's nothing wrong with being a size 16, but at size 16 I thought I was thin. And now I realise I'm much more comfortable with my skin the size I am today because of my frame. I don't have... Now I've removed all the fat, the excess, the bulk and the bulge, I don't have a very big frame. I mean, I've gone from an 8.5 inch bracelet to a 6 inch bracelet. None of my jewellery fits me. My bangles, my bracelets, if I hold my hand like that, they just fall off. And we were in John Lewis the other day looking at bangles, weren't we? And Joe picked up a little tiny bangle and he went, oh, this wouldn't fit you. And I just went like that, put it straight over my hand. I have got a much, much smaller frame than I ever imagined I had. But then it was always very well wrapped, like the Incredible Hulk. So anyway, that's me for today. It's been a good week, food-wise. I think I must have needed iron, hence the liver and onions, but I'm feeling really good today. I'm happy with a £0.5 pound gain because it still has me round about where I like to be. And I'm going forward, and I will either have 1 or 2 A and B choices this week, and I will stick to 5 to 10 sins this week as an average, because that's what I do. I add up my sins over 7 days and then divide them by 7. I don't watch it on a daily basis. I look at it now on a weekly basis. I do intend to do a bit more walking this week because Joe actually has the time this week to give over to me and my walking. And I intend to live my life this week. And yeah, how would I describe myself? Happy, joyous and free because of Slimming World. So I hope you're all having a good week. Thanks for watching and we will see you next Saturday. And I keep reminding myself, it works because I work it. It won't if I don't. Cheers.